Hello, welcome to Search Sean. This is another SEO and AI news quickfire session. And what we try and do on these episodes is cover stuff, the usual SEO digital marketing stories. Also some ones maybe you missed or people ain't really touching on that much in the industry. So yeah, we try and do a bit of everything and hopefully you find them interesting. And obviously as usual, we've got some admin stuff to cover. So recent chats, pre-Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you have an amazing 2025. And so, yeah, we had chats with Sarah Corner, really great chat all around psychology and SEO. Really, really interesting, really fascinating topic. Definitely one to watch. Some really interesting insights and thoughts around that. And, and we also had Will Crypto, someone, a lot of people know in the industry, very, very intelligent, knows his stuff. And, we talked everything around SEO testing, the strategies that can be taken around testing in SEO. And we also discussed some of the surprising insights and trends that he's seen. He carries out all these tests and obviously tests that he sees his clients do as well. So, yeah, really fascinating stuff there. So the next thing, and I want to play it directly from this presentation, but it didn't quite work for me. So what I'm going to do is try and screen share and hopefully you will be able to watch it. But what I wanted to do is kind of show a few clips, blast from the past on what people were discussing around, everything tech. And I stumbled upon these. I thought they were really interesting. So I'm going to play a bit of this, not all of it. Obviously, I put the link in the description and you can go and check it out yourself. But I thought these were fascinating. So I'm going to play a little bit and hopefully the sound works. So let's see if it works or not. So here we go.
Imagine a world where every word ever written, every picture ever painted, and every film ever shot could be viewed instantly in your home via an information superhighway, a high-capacity digital communications network. What that would mean is you could transform your home into a mammoth interactive entertainment centre with the odd stock exchange and shopping centre thrown in. It sounds pretty grand, but it all comes down to computers communicating. And in fact, that's already happening on something called the internet, that anyone in the world with a computer and a modem to connect it to a telephone line can subscribe to. There are over 20 million people connected up. And one person in particular I know is connected is the American President, Bill Clinton. And I know that because I used shot could be viewed.
So yeah, that's just a little bit of a preview there. I thought that was really interesting. And obviously I'll put a video link in there so you can watch the whole thing. But fascinating what people were thinking and saying in 1994. And obviously, it's all come to fruition now. We all everyone's on the internet pretty much these days. So yeah, pretty fascinating sort of video there. I thought I wanted to share. So the next bit of admin before we get cracking with the stories is obviously we had recently Search with Sean Live, 2 streaming events, and you can have over 8 hours worth of free digital marketing insights. So we cover everything from log file analysis to image optimization, right through to how dealing with redundancy, everything. Some really great people discussing some really fascinating topics. So yeah, the playlist is now live on the YouTube channel, so do go and check that out. Obviously called Search with Sean Live. It has 22 videos in there, all the individual presentations, but also obviously there are 2 days of streaming. So if you want to watch the full thing, you can. Day 1, we had 9 different speakers, and on day 2, we had 11. So, lots of great insights there. And also there's a new date coming early 2025. So watch this space. I'm not sure on the exact day, but I've seen a couple of the videos already and they're awesome. So definitely one to check out, and obviously subscribe if you're interested to hear that first. And also something I'm working on, and it'll be out in the next, probably at the same time around this video, to be fair. So do check it out, is predictions, SEO predictions 2025. Obviously so many have their own thoughts on what's going to happen. And I've collated all the kind of insights from all the top publishers on what people are saying, and kind of put it into a video summarizing them all. So do check that out. That would be, like I say, it should be on around the same time as this video after I edit it. So the next bit is top videos. Obviously, we like to do this, and the first one was Daniel Foley Carter. We've had on the channel, a good friend of mine, and it's all a webinar. I think it's like 4 hours. I'm still halfway through it, to be fair, but just the beginning was fascinating. Daniel's views on the current state of search, where it's going. He really knows his stuff, and this is a webinar about query counting, which he's discussed quite a lot on LinkedIn and the other channels. Definitely one to watch, and obviously links in description. And then obviously Mark Williams Cook, another one we mentioned a lot on the channel, and this has really gone viral in the SEO world, this video, improving your SEO with conceptual models. And obviously had some things about Google in there that people have been discussing quite a lot, and we do cover it in this video actually, but definitely worth watching in your own time as well. Obviously that's from Search Norwich, so if you do live in that area, it's well worth going to future events by them. But yeah, the links have been in the description for those videos, but well worth checking out. Next, I thought I'd share this. It made me laugh. So Alida shared it, and obviously Christmas is gone now. But yeah, obviously what we all want is more, insights around AI overviews, and it doesn't seem that Google are going to ever play ball and give us what we want in Search Console. So it just made me laugh. I thought I'd share this imagery. The first story, and obviously because it's like, we've had a bit of a break on the channel, it's a bit old news in a way, but the Google December 2024 core update is now complete. And as I always say on these, by the way, obviously there's a lot of talking, a lot of reading. So all the links are always in the description. So if you want to go and check them out in your own time, you can go and do that. Just look in the description, you'll see all the links. And yeah, I can't cover every single thing in every single piece that I pick up. So do go and check it out yourself. But yeah, Google said that December 2024 core update, this is what they said at the time, is rolling out, and we expect to be completed 2 weeks. If you're wondering why there's a core update this month after one last month, we have different core systems. We're always improving. So that's their explanation on that. And a lot of the people were saying, basically, it was a really big update. And they saw huge spikes in this update, which is not always great at Christmas time or the New Year time when people are trying to, relax. But yeah, that's what people are saying. And on top of this, obviously, Google have now come out and said they have even more core updates more often. And Barry Schwartz, we all know, a legend in this industry, Google will be having more core updates more often, I'd say. So he says, I guess instead of 3 or 4 core updates Google announces per year, Google will have more of them per year. Or maybe this means that core updates will be run in more real time, maybe daily, maybe rolling updates. So yeah, really interested to see where that goes. If this does happen, how much attention will people be paying compared to how much they pay to them now in terms of Google updates? So the next bit is, something we like to do. Obviously, this is the new sort of website that Alida Solis has created around SEO news. And we got a bit more story about this actually later. But so the top 3 stories is Edge Images WordPress plugin. That was interesting. I don't personally use WordPress at the moment, but interesting plugin there. Broken Google Maps business profile listings. And finally, Google Search Console performance reports now exports hourly data, and we'll also get onto that. But yeah, the links are in the description. Obviously, link to the main. You go and check out the news website itself. It's it's great because it's a bit like Reddit, as I said before. You can upvote, so it really tells you what people are finding interesting in the industry. So next one, and this is obviously something that OpenAI were doing over the festive period. and they were doing 12 days of OpenAI. So some of them that some of the stuff they launched includes launch of ChatGPT Pro, offering enhanced AI capabilities for professionals. They released Sora, a text-to-video generation model for creative content creation. They introduced Canvas, an interface for collaboration, writing, and coding with ChatGPT. They integrated ChatGPT into Apple Intelligence, enhancing user experience on Apple devices. They unveiled advanced voice features with video capabilities and introduced Santa mode for festive interactions. They launched projects in ChatGPT, enabling users to manage and organize their work within the platform. And they debuted ChatGPT Search, as we know, allowing users to obtain timely answers from relevant web sources. And they launched 1-800 ChatGPT, providing users with a new way to interact with ChatGPT. So, yeah, the ones I'm really excited about. I'd say they're all really exciting in their own way, but the projects, I think that would be really helpful, especially working teams on ChatGPT, one way to organize all the different prompts and chats that are going on there. And also, I've got ChatGPT on WhatsApp now, so you really want a quick answer and use WhatsApp. That's a great way to do it. Really innovative way that ChatGPT are kind of coming up with new ways to reach new people. So yeah, definitely interesting one there. Some great stuff coming up. The story 3 is kind of as we discussed, and this was, obviously it's Mark William Kirkus via Chris Long on LinkedIn, obviously someone we cover quite a lot, and both people you should be following. They're really great people to follow and know a lot about this stuff. Share some great insights. So Mark Williams Cook gave a session called Improving Your SEO with Conceptual Models, as we said. And this session discusses a Google endpoint that Mark discovered that led him to analyzing over 2,300 Google properties and potential algorithm factors. And obviously he says this is extremely similar to the Google API leaks that were discovered earlier. It says this year, but last year. and some of the findings included consensus. So Google may look to understand the consensus of both a page and an entire query type. Newsworthy queries. So Google also has a classifier that determines if a query is related to news. Mark found that there was a variable called newsiness score. Don't know if I did that right. Medical queries. So Mark also found that there is a classifier that determines whether or not a query is related to a medical term. Expected CTR. So Google also builds an expected CTR for a given query in a click age probability classifier. And site quality. Mark found that Google has a site quality score associated with every site. This is actually measured at a subdomain level. Really, really interesting. And obviously we keep finding out these things, things that perhaps Google have denied in the past actually seem to be true. Story 4, our friend Kevin Indig, he shares so many interesting things, and obviously you should be following like I am, as you can see. And he just talks about AI search, and these are some of the stats he throws out. So 1 in 10 US internet users are using generative AI for online search. Referral traffic has grown by 60% from June to October. Unique target domains increased from 10,000 to 25,000, meaning ChatGPT sends more traffic to a diverse set of websites. I think that's really key, because, Google, it's questionable if they tend to focus on all the same sort of websites all the time. There's certain websites that really dominate for certain markets, and the others don't really get a look in, where these large language models seem to be more diverse in the results they give. And I think that's a really, really good thing. Over 60% say AI has increased SEO ranks, and 68% see a general increase in ROI. Yeah, really interesting. Story 5, Aleda Solis. So she says, 2024 has been the year of Reddit. Obviously, this was posted before the new year. they didn't only overpass YouTube in organic search and traffic and visibility. The gap is getting bigger too. And obviously see the graph there. She has a prediction that Reddit organic search growth pace will slower and might even drop in 2025 since Google will start featuring more diverse and specialized user-generated content sites with more authentic and expert advice. I mean, that obviously they have introduced like the forum and discussions feature, so maybe that's true. And Reddit can't keep growing at the pace that they did in the last year, so you would think that would be the case. Story 6. So Apple to pay $95 million dollars to settle Siri listening lawsuit. So Apple has agreed to pay, like I say, £77 million to settle a court case alleging some of its devices were listening to people without their permissions. And this is funny because I discussed this with Natalia Witchick, who was on here, whether this was the case or not. And obviously, Apple has denied any wrongdoing. Apple's lawyers also say they will confirm they have permanently deleted individual Siri audio recordings collected by Apple prior to October 2019. So, but, you don't, maybe, I don't, but do you pay out a lawsuit this big? I mean, is it big to Apple? I don't know, but, do you pay out if you've not done anything wrong? I don't know. But I think, I mean, in my own personal opinion, they do listen intently to what we say, because there's too many coincidences in my life where I've seen this in action, but I might be wrong. Story 7. So Meta's AI generated bot profiles are not being received well. And this really surprised me. I didn't even know about this until it's kind of popped up recently in my feed, but from The Verge. And in September 2023, Meta introduced AI chatbots on Instagram and Facebook. I mean, I don't really use those platforms anymore, so that's probably why. But featuring celebrity likeness, these were discontinued within a year due to low engagement. So recently, users discovered remaining AI-generated profiles such as Jane Austen and Carter, which sparked confusion and frustration, especially since a bug prevented users from blocking them. Meta has since paused these profiles to address the issue. I mean, I didn't even know about them, but it seems, it's a strange one. So, story 8, and like I say, we do bounce around on this channel, but hopefully you find it interesting that we cover all the different kind of types of stories. The story 8, Google Search Console, new date picker, and 24-hour view. So now, obviously, like I say, that you can now see, as you can see with a screenshot, the last 24 hours, obviously Daniel Foley Carter's been, he's got his own version, obviously adapted it really well, SEO Slack. But, the Search Console trying to make things a bit more useful. Obviously, it's a great tool. There's no denying that. But obviously, there's so much more they could do with it. And obviously, it's a free tool. So how much effort they're actually going to put into it, who knows? But it's an advancement, and it's always good to see. The story 9, Godfather of AI shortens odds of the technology wiping out humanity over the next 30 years. So obviously not a very positive story, but, we do cover AI on here, and we have talked about Jeffrey Hinton before, and he says there is a 10 to 20% chance AI will lead to human extinction within 3 decades as change moves faster. So previously he said 10% chance, but now that's up to potentially 20. So it's not good. The story 10, this was really interesting for me. I found this, I've been trying to follow this, but it's not always covered that much in the media. So OpenAI whistleblower found dead in San Francisco apartment. So an OpenAI researcher turned whistleblower has been found dead in an apartment in San Francisco. And this was, I think it's like a month or two ago now. In recent months, Mr. Balaji, I hope I said that right, had publicly spoken out against artificial intelligence company OpenAI's practices. And then the mother of OpenAI whistleblower alleges he was murdered, says there were signs of struggle. So, the family of the whistleblower, disputes the official ruling of suicide, citing a private autopsy and evidence of struggle, and is calling for an FBI investigation. So it's just interesting, that this is, we're not going to go down the conspiracy angle, but, there has been similar cases with companies like Boeing recently where whistleblowers have come out against certain practices the company's been doing and then end up dying quite soon after. And these are not kind of older people. These are usually younger, middle-aged people. So you have to look into it a little bit. Story 11. So study found that ChatGPT and AI tools gain ground in search markets. It's Search Engine Journal. AI search tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity are becoming notable sources of website traffic, especially in finance. Blog posts dominate AI-driven traffic, while product pages rarely appear in AI search results. AI referral traffic shows rapid quarterly growth, but remains a small portion of total web traffic. Story 12, and this was really fascinating. Again, we're bouncing around, but interesting story nonetheless. So Google says it appears to have accessed parallel universes. I mean, I love space and everything like that, so this is right up my street, but I thought I'd share it. So Google has made an eyebrow-raising claim saying that its new quantum chip may be tapping into parallel universes to achieve its results. Search giant recently unveiled a new quantum chip dubbed Willow, which we have covered on this channel, which on a specific benchmark, at least, the company says can outperform any supercomputer in the world. Google quantum AI founder Hartmut Neven, I hope I said that right, wrote in a blog post, this mind-boggling number exceeds known timescales in physics and vastly exceeds the age of the universe, he argued. It lends credence to the notion that quantum computation occurs in many parallel universes, in line with the idea that we live in a multiverse. So amazing. I mean, fascinating stuff. And, it's really interesting to see where this whole quantum computing goes, quantum engineering. Yeah, we could be going into unknown territories, and we are already, and that's the fascinating thing. So the next one is Google's new help document on faceted navigation. And just to call out, obviously at Search with Sean Live, we had Naomi Francis Parker, who did a whole video on how to use faceted navigation as a tool for e-commerce success. So do check that out if you're in that space. But Google's published official help documentation on faceted navigation, which you often see on e-commerce sites, article sites, event sites, and more. Google said, if not done right, it can lead to your site generating infinite URL spaces, which can harm your site by causing overcrawling and slower discovery crawls. So yeah, well worth checking out. All the links in the description. Just shout if you're watching this and you're enjoying this kind of content and you want to see more of it, please hit the subscribe button. It does help the channel grow, and I could do more of this kind of stuff. So do that, and that'd be really appreciated. Story 14, and more of a shout out. Again, she's been never stops, but lead us to least. There's now a Chrome extension for the news channel that she's created. It means that you can just quickly, on your browser, get to the latest news and check out what's trending, what's up, what's down in the community. So yeah, a really great initiative there. Story 15. So Kevin Indig again, and he's saying Google's grip on the search market in the EU is slipping. So StatCounter shows a decline of up to 5.6% points in countries like France and Germany over the last decade. So this erosion is linked to strict EU regulations like GDPR, competitive pressures from ChatGPT and Perplexity, and increasing user privacy concerns. And he says these changes hint to a more fragmented future in search, where optimization for multiple platforms become critical. Yeah, and you should always listen to Kevin. He knows his stuff. And again, he's back. As Google's market share slips in the EU, as he said, Bing emerged as the biggest beneficiary with its deep integration into Microsoft ecosystem and growing relevance via ChatGPT. Bing is leveraging Google's decline to carve out a stronger position. So yeah, really fascinating insights from Kevin and definitely worth following. And he says, yet Google's aggressive monetization keeps its revenue resilient. Mobile searches remain dominant and relative ad revenue growth still outpaces market share losses. So, at this point, Google isn't really being hit. But, it's like people have said, it's all these things coming into play, for Google. It's not just one thing, it's not just the legal cases they've got to deal with across the world. They've also got, things like laws coming in, AI, new players in the market, their competitors trying to step in up. Like with any business, it's not just one thing, you've got multiple things going on. So, right now they're not feeling the pinch, but we'll see where they are at the end of the year. I mean, look, I said on the show before, Google, gives me a career. So I'm not, obviously there are other ways to SEO as we fully know, but SEO are still the main player. So, we don't want to see them go, but, competition's always healthy. Yeah, it'd be really fascinating to see where it goes. And here's a diagram to show what Kevin was talking about there in terms of Bing growing its presence. Obviously, Google's still the massive player in the market. So Google Search rolls out AI organized restaurant results. So from Search Engine Roundtable, so Google has officially rolled out AI organized results for restaurants related queries. They said, we've launched a new way to get dining recommendations on search. If you're looking for something like restaurants with a view in Chicago, you'll get a results page organized with AI, says Robbie Stein, the VP of product at Google. So yeah, obviously, I would say it's going to get more and more intelligent. If you're going to say, a restaurant in, East London that's good for kids, that's open on Sunday afternoon or whatever, they're going to get more and more intelligent to find the right one for you and not just, a random set of results, the standard set of results. So yeah, it's going to improve things for sure if it works properly. So story 18, the Goldman Sachs said that just 6.1% of American companies are using AI. So new research from Goldman Sachs show muted AI use at American companies, as we said. So finance and insurance companies showed the highest rate of AI adoption, while information, manufacturing, and education companies reported decreased AI adoption. Companies with more than 250 employees had an adoption rate of 10% and will likely show an uptick in adoption over the next 6 months. So yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, it's America, but usually what's happening in America is happening in the UK as well. I felt it's quite an interesting study there. The story 19. So this is Microsoft recently commissioned a new study through IDC, the business opportunity of AI. IDC's findings show that when organizations truly commit to and invest in AI, the return on investment, ROI, potentially grows significantly. For every $1 a company invests in generative AI, the ROI is 3 times 3.7. So yeah, interesting. Obviously, this could be a bit biased, but obviously Microsoft have their own things they're trying to push, but still interesting. And so the top barrier, this was interesting. The top barrier when implementing AI is the lack of both technical and day-to-day AI skills, and we did have a talk about this in our Search with Sean Live, and the saying around the importance of training up your teams to actually know how to use, generative AI and so on, these platforms, to actually teach people how to use them, how to prompt correctly, how to organize things correctly, the dangers that they have, what to put in there, what not to put in there. It's going to be very important going on as we progress in this world. So story 20, and this is from Chris Long again, someone you should definitely be following. So you say basically, it's from The Verge, obviously you can see shared, but Google have a dedicated AI mode option. The new tab will open an interface similar to Gemini. So yeah, that's interesting. See where that goes. Story 21. So ChatGPT search tool vulnerable to manipulation and deception tests show. The OpenAI's ChatGPT search tool may be open to manipulation using hidden content and can return malicious code from websites it searches. So Guardian investigations found. So in the test, ChatGPT was given a URL for a fake website built to look like a product page for a camera. The AI tool then was asked if the camera was worthwhile purchasing. The response for the control page returned a positive but balanced assessment, highlighting some features people might not like. However, when hidden text included instructions to ChatGPT to return a favorable review, the response was always entirely positive. This was even the case when the page had negative reviews on it. The hidden text could be used to override the actual review score. Yeah, very, very interesting. And I know a few people were testing things out, like including, content that's behind paid walls and stuff being accessed. So yeah, interesting. See where that goes. So story 22. So Bing search updates faster, more precise results, apparently. So Google, so you say, Bing combines large and small language models to enhance search. They're using NVIDIA. I hope I said that right because I said it wrong, sorry. But using NVIDIA's technology, Bing reduced operational costs and improve latency. So Bing says the update improves speed without compromising result quality. So, Bing is still trying to improve their search, which is good. We say competition is good, and they're still trying to improve. So it's always a positive. I do use Bing from time to time, to be fair, and depending on the task. So again, another Bing one. So Bing officially removes cache link from search results. So Microsoft has officially removed the cache link and the cache operator support from Bing search. This comes after several months of testing and after Google removed the cache link back in February 2024, which we reported at the time. Now, story 24, again, more of a shout out. And again, it's Mark Williams Cook. I've talked about this Spotify channel before, but he set up a video playlist around the SEO patent podcast. And this one particularly, obviously the link in the description, but it's all around site quality score. And this, as it says, this episode dives into Google's site quality score patent, which details a system for evaluating the quality of websites based on user queries, interactions, and selections, and its implications on search rankings. I thought it was really fascinating. It's only 10 minutes long, but all these ones actually are really fascinating. But this particular one I want to share because I think it's really worth listening to, no matter what stage you are in the SEO journey. So story 25, so introducing Gemini 2.0, our new AI model for the agentic era, not what I say often. Google's DeepMind's Gemini 2.0 offers significant improvements in reasoning, memory, and multi-model understanding, allowing it to better interpret and generate both text and images simultaneously. Gemini 2.0 has been trained using enhanced data sets and reinforcement learning, making it better to handle real-world scenarios and producing content-aware responses. So, yeah, I've checked out a little bit. I don't use Gemini as much, I must say, as the others, but still, I'll be interested to check that out further. So, story 26 of Google's JavaScript warning and how it relates to AI search. So, this is from Search Engine Journal, and basically over-reliance on JavaScript creates a blind spot for AI search crawlers. So AI search crawlers reportedly can't read JavaScript, limiting your site's visibility. Server-side rendering and HTML-first development are recommended. Story 27, I think it's maybe one more after this. So Google AI overviews claim more pixel height in search. So Google's AI generated overviews are occupying more space at the top of search results, pushing traditional organic links further down. This shift leads to fewer clicks on standard search results, affecting website traffic and SEO strategies. Businesses and marketers must adjust their approaches to maintain visibility, considering their prominence on AI-generated content in search results. Story 28, and this is the last one. So again, not something I've used much. I don't even use X anymore, but you can find us on Blue Sky, actually, if you type in search with Sean. But bring in Grok to everyone. So obviously Grok is AI chatbot developed by xAI, a company obviously founded by Elon Musk and integrated into the social platform X. And they are beginning to roll out this new version of Grok 2 to all users on X for free. They say, as usual, Premium and Premium Plus users get high usage limits and will be the first to access any new capabilities in the future. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, hopefully you found that interesting and useful. Obviously, do tell me in the comments what story you found the most interesting and what really stood out to you, and any thoughts on any of the stories. I'd be really interested to hear that. And yeah, hopefully you subscribe if you want to know all the latest AI and SEO news. We've got so much coming up. We've got some really great unique shows coming up that I've developed, and I'm really excited to show you all. And obviously we've got that SEO predictions video coming out soon, if not already just come out. So yeah, please do subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.